What's up, Wolf Pack? My name is Paul, and you're watching Alpha Wolf Knife and Weapon Review. I want to show you guys my little CIVIVI today. This box it comes in, you know. Comes in a nice case as well. Let's open it up. Let's see what we have here. Oh, look at that. We'll get to that in a second. Comes with a CIVIVI sticker. A nice little CIVIVI Elementum sticker as well. Instructions. Basically, how not to cut yourself, probably. You know. Got some nice CIVIVI microfiber cloth. Let's zoom out here. It's a nice size microfiber cloth it comes with. And the cloth inside this case is very nice and soft. Very nice case, it really is. Okay. Yeah, we have the Elementum. Now, this is not just any regular Elementum. This guy has a contoured, copper shredded carbon fiber to it. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Now, how they make that is they shred up some carbon fiber, they throw pieces of copper in there, and then they add the epoxy to let it dry, and they form it that way. So it's an epoxy composite that has carbon fiber and copper in it. Basically is how that is. But that has an absolutely gorgeous look to it, though. Look at that. Nice little accent with the copper. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. See if we can get some light on this baby. Got some pretty good, there we go. Got some pretty good jimping on the flipper tab. I like that. Good spacing on the blade. There we go. Nice spacing on the blade. Flip it over. That's a nice tip up carry, deep carry pocket clip. Goes all the way up. Get a nice little lanyard hole there. This is a ball bearing pivot as well, by the way. It opens very smoothly. The detent ball is a little tighter on the liner lock than I'd like, but it still flips up very smoothly. It's just a tiny bit tougher to flip open than some of my other knives. And you have an absolutely beautiful Damascus steel blade. Absolutely beautiful Damascus. And that is, let me check here. Yeah, that is a 58 to 60 HRC hardness Damascus. So that's pretty strong blade. Pretty hard blade. Nice edge retention. 60 is pretty good. You know, around 60 HRC, that'll hold an edge pretty well, and you'll still be able to sharpen it normally. I mean, look at the patterns on that. Look at the wave patterns on that. Now you want to be able to tell if Damascus is real or not. Check at any part of the blade that actually has the grind, and you can see the layering. You see the layering following up through the other grind angles as well. You can really see it when you get up close. We'll check right here. See how these curve down in? That's a huge telltale sign that it's obviously real Damascus. I wouldn't expect anything else from CIVIVI, obviously. If they say it's Damascus, they're not going to lie to you. They're a really well-known company. They keep their reputation. So that's a Damascus blade. But if you get anything, you know, you don't know the name of the blade, something like that, you know, you don't know. There's a lot of blades out there that aren't real Damascus. They're just laser engraved. Or I actually have a blade that myself that is 33 layers on the top, 33 layers on the back with a VG10 core. That's a different type of Damascus. That's not a full all the way through Damascus. That has a different core because they wanted the Damascus is made out of a cheaper metal basically, and they wanted the edge retention on the blade itself, on the cutting edge. So that's why they put things like VG10 and things like that in the center of some of those Damascus blades. Those are the cheaper versions of the Damascus. This is a full all the way through Damascus. Yeah, I wanted to say that is a drop point style Damascus blade with a hollow grind, a very slight hollow grind, but there is an angle to it. You can see it more if I do this. You can really see how it curves down into a hollow grind. See? Flat grind, it would just be straight. You have a liner lock, and I don't know if you could see it, but they hollowed out those stainless steel liners. You could see it a little bit there, making it a little more lightweight. Not bad. It's black steel liners with black barrel spacers in there. It's a great looking blade. Oh yeah. I really think the way that they did that copper and carbon fiber handle scale is, you know, that's really good touch. Makes the blade real classy, you know what I mean? Really nice show blade. But don't get me wrong, 58 to 60 HRC hardness, this is durable. It can cut pretty good. It has a long edge retention life there. There's a good amount of edge retention. So I mean, don't get me wrong, a blade can look good and perform. I mean, this will do both. Let's actually put it on the nice microfiber cloth that it comes with here while I get everything situated for you. As per usual, let's check it out. Right there, we have a blade length of 3 inches. Slightly under 3 inches. They say 2.96 inches. You can see it there, which is 75.2 millimeters. Yeah, there we go. Overall length. Yeah. Overall length of 6.99 is what it says. So just about 7 inches. So that converts to 177.6 millimeters. Okay. All right, make sure it's zeroed out. Okay, the spine is 2.98 millimeters. So you convert that to inches. Ooh, messed it up. Convert that to inches, and we are looking at 0.116. 0.116 inches. Have to move this out of the way. You know what time it is. Package scale time. Yes, we are back to the huge package scale. All right. So, if it ever zeroes out, pop. 2.8 ounces. It's a lightweight. That's actually part due to the stainless steel liners that they kind of hollowed out there to make it lighter weight. That's a pretty good weight, 2.8 ounces. Now for the ergonomics, see where it fits in my hand. Fits very nicely. You've got the pretty good jimping right there. And get a good view. And get the light on it. Yeah, you've got pretty good jimping right there. You could choke up pretty well. I can feel a tiny flex in the blade handle. Not much, but you really got to squeeze. And that's because it's the liner is hollowed out there. But it's not enough to where it's going to break. Honestly, it fits nicely in my hand, and you could drop this, it's not going to break. Just because you can feel a tiny, tiny flex, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's still got nothing like the flex on a Benchmade bug out, I could tell you that much. Benchmade bug outs, their handle scales are plastic, and yeah, that's you can feel a lot more flex on a Benchmade bug out than you can on this. Very good design. Very loved design. People love this as an EDC. I haven't carried mine yet, but from the feel of it, the way that this blade is actually set up, you could take this and do a lot of different tasks outdoors and everything else with it if you really wanted to. There's a little lanyard hole. You could throw that lanyard on there. Black paracord with copper beads to kind of accent the handle scales. Yeah, that would look nice. You know, maybe at some point I'll show you guys how to make lanyards. I'm sure most of you probably do this a lot. You probably already know, but yeah, I mean, lanyards aren't all that difficult to make. I'll have to show you how to make one at some point. Now I wanted to show you guys something a little different. I actually have a digital microscope here, and I wanted to show you guys kind of what that Damascus pattern looks like under a microscope, as well as how your factory edge is when you first get the knife. This knife has never been used, so I wanted to see what that factory edge looks like. So let's check it out. So yeah, you can really see the layers of the different steels in this Damascus here. You notice how the black on that is deeper? Yeah, you can really see that. Really notice the depth in that Damascus pattern. Look at those lines, huh? Now if you take it to the edge, okay, you could see this is where the hollow grind bevel starts. You can see the pattern going from the top into the bevel. So that is another indication that you know for sure you have a Damascus blade. You can see that line there. You see that line? That is where the grind is, and it follows in. The pattern follows in. You can really see it. All right. Now let's do something else, and we will check the blade edge. The factory edge on this. Let us get a little closer. Okay guys, now I took a closer look at that tip of the blade under this digital microscope, and you could see all those little lines. That is because this knife was pretty much finished on a belt grinder. You probably have somewhere around 150, 200 grit, those little lines there. Now if you want to get, it's still a slicey knife, don't get me wrong, but if you want to get rid of those lines, just throw it on a little sharpener. It still cuts very well, just like that. But if you just hone it up a little bit, it's still slicey. It's going to bite in ever so slightly though, because of those belt sander lines. It's decently fine. It'll still slice. I'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, even with those ever so slight lines from the belt grinder that they use to sharpen it, it's still a very slicey knife. You got to remember that is under a microscope. You can't really see that with the naked eye. But if you want to get a really nice polished edge, just hone it up. Use a nice fine whetstone. You know, even 1,000 grit whetstone would be fine to get rid of those little lines. So I'll show you what I mean. It's still very slicey. See that? Still very slicey, even with those lines. See that? Still very slicey, even with those lines. See? Still cuts. It just bites in a tiny, tiny bit because of those lines under the microscope. See? So it's nothing to worry about. A lot of factory edges are like that. So there's nothing to really worry about. But if you're kind of anal about your edge like me, after a while you will probably sharpen that just to get rid of those little lines. But you don't need to, because to be honest, it cuts perfectly fine, and the finer you get that, the quicker it's going to dull to the point where it's like a factory edge anyway. It'll go from super razor sharp to normal very quickly. It's hard to hold that super razor sharp edge. But alright guys, and that'll just about do it. Now if you liked that video as much as I did making it, then hit the like. And if you want to see more of these videos, you want to be on top of it when I post a new one, hit subscribe. And until then, stay safe guys. Try not to cut yourselves on your knives. And I will see you guys next time.